Hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. This August the 30th, it's about 7:30 p.m. here in Istanbul, Turkey, and we're going to give you a market update to see how the market is trending in general and to see how the month could come to a very bearish conclusion. For those that don't know me, welcome to my channel. My name is Philakone Crypto, and I got into the crypto space, short for Phil. Everybody calls me that, just Phil for short. I got into the crypto space about 7 years ago. I used to be a mechanical engineer, but before that, when I was in school, I used to work in retail, just doing the odd end stuff, selling Sony electronics for the Sony store. And there was this guy, his name was Denver. He always came into the store to buy stuff off of us, and he'd always talk about mining Bitcoin. And this was about 10 years ago. And it never actually rang a bell. And I never even researched what Bitcoin was. I didn't care about it. I barely knew anything about it except for what he told me. But then, when I actually started working in the field of being a mechanical engineer for this company called EH Price, I needed some computer parts, right? And coincidentally, the guy that I bought this power supply off of was Denver, the same guy that I used to sell electronics to from Sony. And we caught up. He started talking about Ethereum now and started talking about Bitcoin. And then it finally like struck a chord. Something finally rang in my head, like a bell started ringing. And then he told me that he quit his job. I forgot what job he had, and he pursued crypto full time because he thought it was the future. So I just coincidentally one night just Googled what crypto was, and I was hooked on it. Couldn't stop thinking about it, couldn't stop learning about it. And then that year, I started doing tons of research and I started to buy 200 Ethereum when it was about $1 or something, maybe two, right? And then, but not that much, maybe like 100 Ethereum actually. Then I bought a mining rig, and then I mined 200 Ethereum over a year and a half, leading up to 2017. And then in early 2017, late 2016, I bought the rest of my Ethereum totaling $2,000 in Ethereum. And then I ended up getting 400 Ethereum, which I sold near a top in June. That was around 350. And that changed my life. And I never had that much money ever in my life before. Ended up helping out my parents a lot, of course. Gave them pretty much 3/4 of it because I was so grateful. I was still living with them at that time. And then of course I ended up reinvesting what I had back into the crypto market like heavily, right? So then I eventually turned whatever I had left, like 50 to 100K just from odd coins, to over seven figures, investing in IOTA, EOS, Mizigo, XRP, and Ethereum again. So that was the year it really changed my life. And here I am today wanting to provide you with top tier technical analysis from the perspective of somebody who used to work a 9 to 5 job. And then now I'm trying to help out the public, share what I know. And I think that I've definitely come a long way in 7 years as a day trader, to the point where after 2 years in, I became a successful day trader and very profitable over time. But that came with a lot of trial and error. So my channel content is basically going to be technical analysis, trying to give you real life advice when it comes to cryptocurrency, based off of my experiences, and not financial advice, but just general advice that can help you overcome these hurdles that you've been facing before. And I know there's a lot of new people that came into the market in 2017 after the bull market, right? In what when else did we have a bull market here? We had one in, I believe, 2019 as well. We had a huge 70-80% surge. And of course, people got into the bull market back in 2022, right? Or 2020, 2021, and especially 2022. So people are coming into the crypto scene not late. You still should consider yourself an early adopter. I think that there's tons of ways to go in terms of improvement in the crypto space. A lot of coins are going to be emerging in the market as top competitors. I'm pretty sure that Bitcoin will be king for a while, and Ethereum is going to be king for a while. It's pretty slow, Ethereum, right? They're going to be looking for layer 2 networks or chains. Like Polygon's going to be one of the really big ones. One of the most undervalued coins, in my opinion, is Solana, despite their outages. I'm a really big fan of EGLD, HBAR, DOT. These are pretty much the coins that I hold very long term. BNB is supposed to be on here as well. I think with regulation, when it comes into play, there's going to be billions of dollars from large institutions that will flow into the market once regulation comes into play, which in my opinion will be 2023. I don't think we'll see much movement to the upside this year. In fact, my bias is very bearish already. In 2023, perhaps after this recession, after the market and the economy in America ends up just slowly recovering as well, policy will finally come into play for stablecoins. And like Kevin O'Leary said, he said that when stablecoin is regulated, there could be billions of dollars flowing into the crypto market overnight. We've seen crypto reach a staggering $3 billion in market cap. And with this type of, if you just take a look at BTC dominance, right? You type in BTC dom and you'll see BTC.D, right? You'll see that before Bitcoin dominated, like in early days, okay? Like let's say we take a look at on the weekly. In the early days of 2017, it was reaching even 96% of BTC dominance. And then now what we're seeing is that it's reaching this low again of about 39 to 40% of dominance. And that has held traditionally since basically May, okay? Since May of 2021. So over here, that's a long time. If we end up breaking below this BTC dominance, I'm not really sure how it could affect the crypto market as a whole. But what I do see is that the previous low was in the all-time high ranges near 2017, 2018, January, which is about 35%. So that's one major metric that's going to make us wonder, is this going to be holding, right? So just looking at the crypto market cap here, just type in crypto market cap in your search for TradingView, it'll come up. You'll see that the all-time high was around $3 trillion. And now we're reaching another low, right, of about $760 billion. If we break below that, right, it's going to be scary. If you take a look at the market cap for the all-time high in near December ranges, right, for total market cap, reaching something really ridiculous in January there, we see that it bounced once there already, right there at the tip, or another one right here. So the question is, are we going to see cryptocurrencies market cap dip below this 726 billion range? If we do see it, it's probably going to end up somewhere there. We can see that that's a pretty decent place of market cap. So then the next region for market cap in crypto is about 390 billion, which is a staggering drop of about 87%. So that's got to make you wonder, when is a good time to get into crypto, right? Is it a good time to buy now? Well, let's just play out some different scenarios for you. Okay, let's play out, like, I played them out many times before, but I'll play it out again. So one thing that you can do, it's not financial advice, I'm more so just talking generally right now. One thing that you can do is you can buy right now, right? Because when you look at crypto in general, right now, if you bought and you held at 20K, say 19K, you'd be turning that 19K to 255% more, right? So, but the thing about buying now is you could risk it dropping significantly. And so before we get into the different scenarios, we got to talk about the lows, okay? I'm going to talk about the possible low and go to Bitfinex here, because Bitfinex has been around for a long time, and I'm just used to using their chart for a long time, okay? Whenever you're doing long-term analysis, turn it to log. If you just take a look at, for example, this drop over here, like from that rally to there, that's about 76%, okay? And then you take another look from here to here, that's about 85% of a drop. Here is about 70%, okay? So when you take a look at these major drops that have happened before, they've gone from anywhere between about 70%, you can say. Like, that's 80%. This one here is, actually, I did that one wrong. From here, I'm going to take it. That's 75%. This one here is about 86%. This one here is about 70%. So we're averaging since 2014 these big drops. anywhere between 75 to 85%. Right now, we've dropped about 74% already. If you go to the maximum, like around, like just averaging it out to about 80%, you're getting close to the 13K range, okay? I do believe that if I take a look at the monthly, just like this, you can see how bearish it is right now, okay? You can see that on the monthly, it has absolutely rejected the 55 moving average going up 2 weeks in a row now. And if you look at the open and the close, you're going to see that 19,800 is pretty much the support right now based off of the open and the close. So the question is, are we just going to keep flying down here another 30% on the big picture? So if you take a look here, that's the open and the close. Everything above it's a bull trap from 2017. That hits a high there. That hits an opening right there. So these are some, actually that one did not hit anything really. So it's based off of this high and also based off of a total of about 80% of a drop. You could be looking at the very bottom of 13 to 14,000 range, right? That's being optimistic, I should say. If you look at on the smaller picture here as well right now, like we got this low over here. If that low gets taken out, we're going to be really bearish. In my opinion, right now, we're most likely going to hit about 18,900 range in the next few days. The reason I say that is because just looking at the open to close, this low here, the bottom of this wick right here, there's no doubt that it's going to make another 4 or 5% drop right now, okay? So back to what we were talking before about how you can enter now. If you entered now, you'd still make a 255% gain, right? If we end up rallying. But if you wait for a lower price, it just may never come. That's the most difficult decision. Do you wait for a lower price, or do you buy now and just keep holding long term? In my opinion, if you had to ask me what I would do, I would dollar cost average. The power of dollar cost averaging is that the big benefit of it is that you don't know where the bottom is, but you can keep purchasing when you're close to a bottom. And right now, we are absolutely close to a bottom based off of the 2-week moving average here. Okay, this one here is the 200, I believe. Yeah, this white one, the bottom one is 200 moving average. Every time we've dropped below the 200 moving average or got near it, we bounced in 2018, March of 2020. And here, we're below it, so there's a good opportunity to buy. If I change this to 300, one can argue that we almost touched it in March of 2020. So because we almost touched it, we're sandwiched between the 200 and the 300 right now, which provides an immense buying opportunity, which would assume that based off of a 300 moving average, we're going to see a low of a double bottom here. So that's a difficult decision to face every day. Do I buy now and hold and risk it going lower? Or do I buy now and there's a possible return too, of course, right? So it's a very difficult decision to make. And in my opinion, once again, I just recommend dollar cost averaging because you can't catch the bottom. There's going to be people that constantly sit there and they wait to catch a potential bottom and they don't catch it. And they end up missing the opportunity of a lifetime. And then getting an entry is even more difficult when you're really flustered and the bull market actually began already, right? So dollar cost averaging allows you to keep buying when the price is dropping, when you're near a possible bottom. So what I'm personally going to do is I'm going to buy as it keeps dropping to the downside all the way down to $14,000 because I don't want to miss out on the opportunity. I don't know where the bottom actually is, or when it possibly is. The people that are calling bottoms, it's really difficult for them to actually nail it. It's a combination of blind and dumb luck, in my opinion. So if we end up going to the 14K ranges, I always recommend for people to have cash on hand. Okay, don't leverage. If you leverage and this guy ends up dropping, let's say you leverage even times 3. If Bitcoin ended up dropping, for example, to $13,000 ranges, you are pretty much going to get liquidated after a 33% drop. If you leverage times 5 it only needs to drop times 5, 20%. And that low is basically near $15,000, $16,000. So if that ends up happening, you're going to get liquidated pretty fast. Leveraging is never the way to dollar cost average long term. There's just too much risk. And a lot of the times from what we've seen in the crypto market is that these drops, they come very often and they're explosive when they drop. They're scary when they drop. They're very volatile, these markets that we see every single day, where there could be 40%, 100, 200% movements to the upside. So got to be incredibly careful about that. Even with Bitcoin. Okay, back in 2017 for Bitcoin, I've seen things that people would not believe. This weekly candle was insane, 47%. I've seen that happen in a day too. So let's just say I take a look just right there and I'll go to a daily chart. That, like, some days were nasty. This day there, that big red candle dropped 33% in one single day. This next one here, that's 20% in one day. I've seen some monster drops. This November one was big too, 16%. I remember this guy too. This one was really scary in September. That guy dropped 17% in a single day. So don't discredit the power of Bitcoin and what it can actually do, okay? So right now, we just take a look at Bitcoin, and what we're seeing is that it's on a tear to come down, okay? It already broke this resistance, which was the 20,750 range. And now we're just powering to the downside. Bitcoin ended up making this beautiful pattern that ended up coming to fruition, and then it just ended up capitulating to the downside. So what I'm waiting for now is a pattern. Okay, so we got a clear trend line, as you can see there, a resistance. I'm waiting for a break or a trend line of some sort to conform into this particular region right here. So if something happens in that region, I'm probably going to end up shorting it very hard, because I'm going to be targeting 4% to 18,900 on a probably $500 to $1 million I'll be shorting. If that happens, I'm going to be winning that. So let's see if this is going to bounce here or not. Okay, this was a pretty tremendous drop in my opinion so far, of 3 to 4% today. It was very expected. I expected to retest 20,750, but that never happened. So just to conclude this video, I highly recommend that you consider dollar cost averaging. It's not financial advice, but just based on all the factors that I've mentioned, it would be wise to do that. Also, I'm taking a look at how bearish the market is. If we drop below 19,530, we're going to hit 18,900 range or lower right now. As for the future of crypto, I still believe in it firmly. I think that there's massive opportunity for it, of course. There's lots of growth in technology, and there's more software engineers that are employed today than ever before. So that's one of the most hireable jobs right now, where you can get a career in that field because of crypto. So hold strong. I think that we are going to see some amazing numbers in a few years, but not anytime soon. So the point of right now is make sure you still got skin in the game. You can't just exit this market and be like, crap, I'm out. I can't stand the wait. Those that wait will be rewarded immensely. So thank you very much for joining me today, guys, in this video. Make sure you guys are joining my Discord group there. Go to philakone.com. There's still a 7-day trial going on right now, so you can come join the group, see if I'm trying to take any trades. It's been a little bit slower right now, but there's a lot of people still finding trades, and we work together as a group. Please make sure you're hitting the like, the subscribe, and the notification button. And the most important thing is that I've only got 4 slots left right now for the September special. The September special that I only allow 10 people to get per month will get you a lifetime Discord membership in my Discord group. It'll get you my Philakone course version 2.0. If you study that, I know that you're going to gain a lot of skills. It's 29 hours, over 53 lessons. You're also going to get my course version 2.0 textbook as well. That's going to be mailed out to you in a few weeks. And you're also going to get a Team Philakone merch t-shirt. Normally, it's over $2,000, but right now, I'm doing it for $1,050. It's a great opportunity for you to invest in yourself if you're very serious, and you get an opportunity to learn from one of the top traders in crypto, I would say. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.